Great. Okay. Well, thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. I'd like to introduce a local E3 boy who doesn't really need introducing. Easily the most acclaimed and influential artist associated with London's grime music scene, and one of the most successful British rappers of all time. So 5 #1s, 2 platinum and 3 gold albums, and a Mercury Prize later, he still returns to his roots. So here to have a little chat with us and join the audience is Dizzee Rascal. Welcome. Hi.
Intro, boy. What's happening? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. I just wanted to ask you, Dizzee, since we're all kind of thinking about young people and their futures and E3, I wanted to ask you about where you grew up, which was obviously in E3, and how that influenced who you are today and the creativity that you have.
I grew up in on the Lincoln estate. One good thing was you had good community leaders like Cindy Emmanuel or Nick Friday, people like that. The youth clubs were really important because they bred a lot of culture. So everything from music to football, culture-wise, it was obviously it was a mixed area. So you just got a tolerance for people's different beliefs, religions, even everything from down to the food. Everything from whatever, that sounds silly, but whatever, Chinese food, Indian food, you know about all that early. And then obviously Caribbeans, Africans, it's like a melting pot early. So it was a good, it was a good area like that. So whereas I don't know, maybe the area where I live right now, it's just nowhere near as mixed. So we have them life lessons there. And then obviously there was other parts of it where it was a bit rough. But even that gives you the edge when you step out into the real world as well. You know what I mean? As long as you're clever, you're tough, you can handle stuff.
Yeah, and it's such a melting pot of cultures and communities, but also then you've got Canary Wharf and Fish Island and stuff, which is some of the sort of global financial centres of the world, you know, and that's just, and you can see it from E3, you can see the skyscrapers, it kind of looks really sort of strange, that landscape. I wondered if that, because that was kind of really getting rooted and becoming that capital when you were growing up and sort of writing your music early on. I wonder if that influenced anything or...
Nah, not at all. Furthermore, we'd go into Canary Wharf and the African security guard would follow us around the shop because he thought he was going to nick stuff. So that's Canary Wharf, right? That was Canary Wharf for me growing up. But if you talk about Isle of Dogs, like I said before, the whole E3, E14 thing, I'm from the era where they were my friends. They were my people. So we used to go to their youth club. So Samuda, there's a youth club called Samuda. And I used to have, there was another one over, not Cubic Town. I can't remember. It's just we used to hang around over there as well. So that was a vibe as well.
And I guess, I mean, we want to get onto some of the performances soon, but lots of them are going to be about E3 and their futures and creative expressions. And I wonder what's in your future coming up. I know you just released your album, which has E3 in the name of it, but what's in your future?
Right now, just making music. There's a few shows coming up and there's a few invites for a few bits of TV and that. But right now, just taking it easy, man.
Nice, yeah. I think we all need to take it easy at the moment. So
no one's got to track people in it. You have to take it easy, yeah. Nothing else.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks. I really hope you enjoy the performances.
This is Greenwich Pier, and it looks rather nice. And I think you can see that's the Shard. You can see Canary Wharf from here. I think if a lot of us looked outside our windows, we could see, you know, all these skyscrapers, and none of us have actually been there before. But it's just we don't live in these modern areas. We live in these. So if you look outside, I don't think not a lot of you would agree with the views. You might see a bunch of old apartment blocks, or you might see a bunch of dustbins. It's not very pleasant, is it? So then to just go out and see that these views are here, I think that's very nice. A lot of successful people you hear about, you don't hear them from coming out of our area. You don't hear them coming out of E3 or E14. I think it's important to see that our area doesn't matter. We can be what we want to be.
That memory lane, man, seeing those photos, that was good. So to be fair, like E3 and E14 have had quite a few, you know. Like, I guess the generation, there's a gap. So maybe around your age, there hasn't been loads yet. But,
yeah. Maybe you could be the next stuff. Yeah.
There's people that are just as important for the area as people like myself who have gone on and done massive things. Like, you don't have to be like famous, like to like be important. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, I'm Kayla Islam, and I'm going to tell you how I imagine this area, E3, would look like if I was Queen. I said Queen, it's a bit ambitious, but it's me. So this is how our E3 area looks right now, but then this is how it would look if I was Queen.
There are so many problems in Tower Hamlets. Problems like child poverty, obesity, unemployment, air quality, and homeless people. So because of the local issues we have, and also it's my dream to be an architect, I have designed a building that could solve all the problems and give solutions.
So my area, I think it's a very cool place. I love walking along the streets, looking at the sun when I'm walking to school. But I feel like the community could use more bins because there's normally tons of rubbish along the streets. And the only thing I don't like about it is it rains a lot, but we have to get used to that because it's London.
So, what is identity? I find it quite amusing as I'm constantly asked to define my own identity as a teenager. So what do I say? Do I say I'm a woman or a mixed-race Muslim? Or am I all of those things? In all honesty, I identify as all of these. Now, I feel that in society, there is a lot of pressure on young people to constantly define their identity and belong to one specific identity, and that is what leads to identity crises.
You should never, ever let someone make you feel inferior without your consent. And I've always stuck to that since the day I've heard it, and that's been like years now. And I've just gotten a bit more confident than I used to be in the first place.
Maybe life isn't so bad. There can be good days and bad days. However, we should all accept that this is natural and we should be happy and grateful for what we have. We should appreciate everyone and everything around us and just forget about the bad moments.
Thanks. So without further ado, I think that was it. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know, Dizzee, if you've got any words of advice for people that you've met today and the presentations that you've seen.
No, it's just been amazing to just see all the effort that everyone's put in, and just seeing how they've used their time. There's a lot of really bright, important people in this whole chat thing. This is new to me. I ain't done a lot of this. So just to see what you lot have been up to, man, it's amazing, man. Some of you got really bright futures, man.